I want to speak about one of my projects, which is basically about soccer and maps, two things I really enjoy. So, uh, I really like maps, and I really like to explore the world around me via maps. And so I decided to make an application where I can get historical data about the games between two teams, and you can choose those teams simply clicking on a map, and it will show you some local team around the point that you have chosen. And then you choose the second team, and you basically can compare them. So for this application, I'm using React and Express as well as MongoDB. So first of all, let's start the backend server. It has started on port 3001, and also I can start the front end part. Yeah, it has started, and so it's loading. I'm welcomed by a map. I can explore this map, and this is basically an integration of Google Maps API, into the project. So let's choose a team, a soccer team around London area, and let's pick something like right in the center. And so immediately I get 5 teams as a result: West Ham, Tottenham, Fulham, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Crystal Palace. The point that I have chosen is shown by a red marker, and there are teams around it. And so each team has like an info window with the distance between my chosen location and the team's venue. So I decided to compare the distances, and so when I say that the team is located, it basically means that the team's stadium is located at this point. So I can close these marks, and let's choose a team. To choose a team, I can basically just press on a logo right up top here. So I press Chelsea, and it's in my chosen team section. And also the logo of the chosen team and the actual location stays on the map. And so I can always see where is the first team located at. And let's choose a second team. I know that the Chelsea had some really good game with Bavaria, and I know that Bavaria is somewhere south of Germany, so I can just press like here, and I would see 3 closest teams: Augsburg, Bayern Munich, and Stuttgart. And yeah, also the distances to these teams are shown here, and I can see that the location of the team is actually right inside Allianz Arena, which is shown here on the map as well. So I can just choose Bayern München, and so basically I can see that I have chosen 2 teams, and I can visualize like where kind of they're located on the map. So Chelsea is in London, Bavaria is in München. So I press this button compare, and I immediately see the list of previous games. So I can see the name of the team, its logo, and last 5 games. So we can see that Chelsea lost last 2 games, and like in 2012 they played a draw, and Bavaria basically won. And we can see the last games. Obviously, these 2 teams are from different leagues, so we do not expect a lot of games between of them, just somewhere in European Championships. So I can close this button, but it doesn't automatically reset. So if I just want to see again the distances between 2 teams, I can press the compare button again, and I'm at this page. So let's close it. And when I choose 2 teams, there is a reset button up here, which basically brings the whole web application to its initial state. So let's reset. So how it works? So basically, when I press a point, I can see where it is located, so the region, and then I look how many teams are in this region, and if there are more than three of them, I simply return them. For example, in the London area, there are five teams, and so there is no reason to look for closest teams in other regions, so I don't do it. But if the region has no teams or it doesn't have a lot of them, I search for the closest teams. And how I do it, I have the latitude and the longitude of the point I pick, so which is visualized with a red marker, and I also have the latitude and longitude of the stadium, and so I can basically count the distance that way. So let's pick a point which is located far away. So in this region, there are no teams, and we can see how it works. And by region, I mean something similar to a state within United States of America. So like you have a country, and the country is usually divided into like 20 or 30 regions of itself. So let's pick a very remote part of Russia, somewhere here, where obviously there are no soccer teams which play in the major league of Russia. And so I can see that I'm welcomed by three teams: Ural, Ufa, and Rubin Kazan. And obviously, all of them are located in different regions. So this one is, I don't know the name of this region. Ufa is located in Republic of Bashkortostan, and Rubin Kazan is located in the Republic of Tatarstan. So they're not from the same subregions of the country, and this algorithm works. And as you can see, it sorted the teams right here based on their proximity to the chosen point. So the distance to Ural is the smallest, so it's number one. The distance to Rubin Kazan is greatest, so it's at the right side. And so what if I pick like Ural, this team? It's in my chosen teams, and let's pick some team from Portugal, like which teams are located here, and I can immediately see so yeah, there are a lot of teams in the Lisbon area, and let's choose, for example, Benfica, a very famous team. So I have Benfica and I compare, and obviously because these two teams are not in the same championship and they're not like top leagues team, so they do not participate in European championships, so there is a very low chance of them having a game, and that's obviously why I chose them. And we get a corresponding message: sorry, but we do not have information about these two teams playing with each other. So I can close and reset. Currently, the application supports 10 countries. It supports United Kingdom, it supports Portugal, Spain, France, Belgium, Netherlands, Germany, Italy, Austria, and Russia. So top 10 teams of UEFA European championships. So what else can I show? So for example, if I press any other country, for example, Austria, Austria is basically working, so I can choose some other team, like Poland. And obviously, because they're in the same championship, there are a lot of games, so we can see the information between the games of them. But what if I press Czech Republic, for example? I get a message that this region is not yet supported, but I'm working on bringing more leagues, so the whole European continent would be just like scattered with all of these little different teams, and so that's kind of good. So let's choose something again. So for example, we know about rivalry between Barcelona, and so I pressed the button, obviously very close to Barcelona. And yeah, Barcelona is only 2 kilometers away. We have Huesca, 221 kilometers away, and Villarreal, 248 kilometers. But let's choose Barcelona. And we know about the rivalry with Real Madrid. So I press on Madrid area. I choose Madrid. And I basically can compare two teams. It kind of loads. I want to put some loaders right now. And so I can see that Barcelona was kind of winning like 3-4 years ago, but now they lost for 2 games straight. So it's kind of El Clasico, and we have like all the information about their games in the last 15 years. I can reset, and yeah, this is how basically kind of how the application works. And now I want to speak about more technical point, how it works. So internally, my application is divided into two parts, front end and back end. And I'm using the help of two APIs on the side. Obviously, it is Google API and it is SportMonks API. How am I integrating it? So on the backend side, I have seed functions, which basically goes through all the teams in the league, and it basically takes the latitude and the longitude of their venue, and it stores it in a database alongside some other information like the name of the team, when it was founded, and everything like that. So I have that information, and so when I choose a point on the front end side, I press a button. I have written a route on my API, which basically it's a post request which gets latitude and longitude, and it uses Google Geocoding API to determine which country and which region it is located at. I get the name of the country, and so I search in my database and I receive all the teams from this country's top league. And obviously, it doesn't take a lot of time because I cannot think of a league which has more than 25 teams, especially soccer, within one country. I receive all of the teams and I look, are there any teams who are located in the same region as the chosen one? I get it. If I have more than 3 teams in the same region, I return it immediately. Also counting the distance between the provided point and the team's venue on the backend side. If there are less than 3 teams in this region, I start looking at the distances uh, to other teams, and obviously I choose 2 closest, and I return it alongside with the one team in this region to get the maximum of 3 teams. So it kind of works like that, and I receive array of 3 teams or more if they are in the same region to the front end side. And obviously this happens, for example, let's choose Krasnodar. Uh, let's choose Chechnya. It obviously has one team in this region called Ahmad. And so I get the team from this region and also 2 closest one, in this case Sochi and Krasnodar, 578 and 470 kilometers away. And so I choose it, and so this team is stored in the state that this is my first chosen team. And then the same process repeats for the second team. For example, let's look, maybe something from the north would work fine. Yeah, somewhere like here. Yeah, so we have St. Petersburg, which shows it, and when we press this button, there is basically a request to SportMonks API, which allows us to compare 2 teams and their last games. So I press compare, and I get a list of all of their games, but I need to determine who's the winner, who's the loser. I do that, and that's how I draw these like square thingies, where red obviously indicates that the team has lost, yellow is a draw, and green is a win. Yeah, this is how the application works, and I really like the feature that you can see kind of the location of two different teams. So what I want to do in the future with the project, I obviously want to add a drawing capability. So right now I'm choosing teams via clicking, but I want to have like a drawing tool where I can draw a polygon around some geographical area, and I will return from the API all the teams located in this region. And I think that would be really cool, and it will be a really nice way to interact with the website. And that's kind of what I look uh, in the projects. I want to create different ways to interact, not simply by clicking on different buttons, but for maybe implementing such a great API as the Google one. And obviously, I have 90 days to spend all of my free credit that I was given. And so I want to spend as much time as possible playing with the maps. And because I really like them. And I want to thank all of you who watched this video. This is kind of really important for me. And if you have any ideas how to make this project better, please leave them in the comments below. And please, if you want to, please subscribe to the channel, because currently I'm working on other projects that I will try to build using React. And kind of one of my next projects is connected with theater. I don't know yet how it is going to work, but basically I wanna somehow visualize on a map the history of theater, and I wanted to make it like as interactive game. So it's like you can have, you would basically have an animation which will show like how different teams, how different theaters like appeared around the world, and you can press on a button and you would have some information about this theater. And thank you so much for watching this video.